The quest for schools in NYATIKE for a long period of time has been proper schools infrastructure. It has been comprehensively understood that the infrastructural development in schools is regarded to be having a considerable influence in enabling them achieve their desired educational objectives. When development of infrastructure takes place in schools, teachers and students carry out their roles and duties in an efficient manner. It further leads to an increase in the enrollment of students as well. The availability of infrastructural facilities has a considerable impact upon the school environmental conditions. These facilities are also regarded as one of the most important indicators of ensuring a conducive and favorable learning environment for the students. The last 6 years, major emphasis by the NYATIKE NG-CDF under the patronage of Honorable Tom Odege has been on programs and schemes that focus more on schools' infrastructural development.
My name is Odhiambo John Ogalo, the principal of Othoo Secondary School. I've been here from January 2015 to present, and I've worked closely with the parents to ensure that the school improves in terms of the infrastructure and also the mean score. And we've been getting grades as low as C minuses, but hopefully in 2020 we had our first intake to university. B minus was our highest grade. Currently, the school population is 189, and 41 are going to sit for the exams this year. We want to thank our Mheshimiwa and his office. The school so far has benefited in 3 projects. 2 are major, that is the lab. We also have a twin classroom that was funded by the MP's office, and we also have the latrine. Initially, we used to have a jam in the toilets where students were sharing with the teachers. But since then, we were given some funds and we constructed a latrine that has brought order to school. So generally, CDF has assisted us to ensure that there is order in terms of sanity. And then it has assisted us to have also quality buildings, so that now when our students join even at the universities, they would feel that they were in a good school as they joined those universities. Like the MP assisted us to tile even the floors. So like Form 1 and Form 2 block is tiled and it looks presentable. Because what we are being told, we have a concept called child-friendly school. Actually, it is even written at the gate. A school where the learner would feel to be for as long as longer time of the day.
And implementation of Education Act 2009 so as to create conducive and serene environment for both teachers and students. These programs and schemes have enabled the students to recognize the significance of education and encouraging their participation.
So through the effort from the CDF office, the lab infrastructure has improved, and therefore the way we conduct our experiments has also improved.
My name is Dorothy Akinyi Otieno, better as Mrs. Agere. I'm the principal of Olasi Mixed Secondary School. Olasi Mixed Secondary School is a school that has existed since 2010, and it has had 3 principals. I'm the 3rd principal, at Olasi Secondary School, and I've been here since 2015 May. I found the school faced a lot of challenges. Number one, girls wanted to be in school, but they couldn't be in school. Number two, the school was at 70. The enrollment was 70, and we only had one block of 4 classes that were inherited from the primary school section. After that, there was an incomplete laboratory, and that was all for the school. The gate was not in existence, the fence was porous, but I knew I would rise to the challenge in this school. The students would come to school, but in the afternoon they would wish to be out of school. They loved going to the local market. In particular, on Friday, you wouldn't find students in school. They would disappear as teachers were taking lunch because of the porous fence, and they would enjoy their stay at the market and going home. The students were there, and they were willing to learn. Just exposure was missing, but they didn't have the money to stay in school for feeding, for fee, to pay teachers and all that. I turned to the CDF office. I knew I would have to work with the CDF office so that change would come to this school. It was so important for the sponsorship of the girl child and the boy child. When I came in, the level of poverty forced the girl child to drop out or to engage in other activities other than studies. Having realized that the girl child was endangered in this school, I decided that I would live with the girls in my house. This was because if I did not stay with this child, the girl was going to drop out or the girl was going to get pregnant. And for this reason, I stayed in my house with about 20 girls in a limited space. Some would sleep in my sitting room, some would sleep in my kitchen. Now, this posed as a challenge, and I realized that I had to seek for help. I went to the CDF office, and they told me they could come in. With the help of Mheshimiwa Honorable Odege, we were able to construct a dome that is currently hosting 60 girls, but it has a capacity of 120 girls. This has had the greatest impact on the child in the school. Reason being, many of my girls during drought seasons, they would get married or go to look for even prostitution across the border. But now I can keep them in and feed them through the CDF bursaries, and maybe occasionally I get well-wishers who give us food supplies. And this has enabled girls to stay in. And for the first time, we have had the girl child. From 2018, 2 girls managed to make it to the university. And from there on, last year, we had about 10 girls making it to the university. I think this dome has had the greatest impact on our girl child. And I'm so proud of my CDF office for doing this for the school. And when the dome came in, now NYATIKE is a dry area with serious water shortage. I approached several sponsors, donors, to help us do this. We really tried, but they could not help us until finally the CDF office came in, and we can. Now there's a lot of joy in the school because finally the CDF has done for us a water tower. We have a borehole, and the girls are in, the boys are in, and now we can take clean water because we have been using pond water, untreated pond water. But for now, we have the clean water that we are really, really grateful for what the CDF has done. The journey still goes on. We've had students with serious fee issues, and we've had to use several approaches to help these students with fee problems. Very bright, needy students, we've told their parents, you can bring firewood, you can bring in maize, you can bring in whatever you have at home so that we share. We've had parents bringing in chicken, we've had parents bringing in water. They have tried, but this cannot keep the child in school. One hen can only get you maybe 1,000, and after that, the child is finished. So again, we have approached different donors and sponsors to help us. The county government has come in. The CDF office has also come in a big way. Actually, annually we have about 50, 60 students, needy ones, who are always assisted. For reference purposes, we have had like in 2022, 2023, we had about 60 students actually getting bursary in this particular year. For the 2023-2024, we've had about 50 again, and CDF is really boosting us. When we got these bursaries, Olasi does not have teachers. We have about 5 teachers, including me, from the TSC, which means about 10 more. No, not 10, sorry. We are 14 in total teachers, and we are 5 from TSC. The rest are BOM, and they have to be paid. With the little fee payment that they've had, the CDF, when they give us that bursary, we have been able to pay our teachers, and I've been able to maintain my teachers. Since 2018 up to now, none of my teachers has left to go to other schools because I'm getting sponsorship from CDF to help me keep the teachers in school as well as the students, as we pay everybody.
I'm Ombaso Kech. I'm the Sub-County Director of Education. I was posted here in July 2022. So I've been here for about 2.5 years. I want to say that when I came here, I feared coming here because what I was getting outside about wrangles, poor academic standards, disunity, but I said let me try. But to my surprise, I found this place to be very peaceful. I find the MP to be very cooperative, and actually the progress I'm talking about academics is because of the MP's leadership. Even our MCAs, there is an interference of schools. When I make a decision to improve the school, nobody challenges, and the body members implement, and that's how we have been able to raise the academic standards. I want to say that we have a very good relationship with the CDF. They have been assisting schools. There are some schools where I made recommendations and they have been assisted. There are some projects which were left on the way, and after engaging the CDF, I have seen they have come in and completed the projects. I want to give you a good example, like Yobolo Secondary. There was a lab that was left halfway, but the lab now is complete, and the learners are using it. So I want to say that the MP has contributed much success to the progress we are making in our schools because of his non-interference. We want to appreciate the MP. Like when we had the stakeholders meeting Education Day, the MP sacrificed his time to be the guest of honor. The MP funded the function. So that's the kind of good relationship that I'm talking about. The MP has been funding such forums. Like last year again, we had a function at Kanga Secondary, where the MP footed the bill of the meeting, and fruitful discussions were held on how to improve our academic standards. So I want to appreciate the MP for providing that kind of leadership. I, as a person working under the MP, I have never received any call from the MP to question a decision. And I believe I have never made a decision that really impacts negatively on the community. From my observation is that the impact of the CDF is being felt greatly with the current leadership. As you can see, even the school we are in, all these structures have been done during the current MP. So what I can say is that if we continue this way, then our schools, there will be greater impact in our schools. I want to appreciate what the MP has done in our primary schools. He has already, several classes have been done in our primary schools. And I believe if we go with that trend, within a very short year, we shall be having very beautiful schools in our sub-county.